A very good day, viewer. Welcome to the Talking Politics, a program where we normally discuss the issue of political development making around in the country. Just like last week, we actually promised you to discuss the issue of Kano State politics, ranging from the local government election to the former Kano State Governor, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso visit to the state, and a lot of political development of that state. I am Al-Hassan Bala. Today I have in the studio a DG or Director General of the media for the Kano State Governor, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, which happens to be Salihu Tanko Yakase. Welcome to the program, Malam Salihu.
Thank you very much for having me, Malam Hassan, and good afternoon.
Last week we promised our viewers to discuss the issue of the political development happening in Kano State, and in your state, that is Kano State, 2 years there was no election, local government election, and despite the promise by the governor that he's going to ensure that people in the grassroots have actually also felt the democracy, dividend of democracy, but without local government chairmen who are duly elected. Do you think that will happen?
Well, let me begin by correcting you. First of all, there were elected local government chairmen, and their tenure ended middle of last year. So throughout the period of His Excellency Dr. Umar Ganduje, they were serving in their own official capacity as elected representatives at different local government levels. So after the end of the tenure, His Excellency submitted names of caretaker committee chairman, and they were approved by the State Assembly, who happens to be civil servants according to the law, and they served their mandate of I think 6 months. And now on the 10th of February, inshallah, which is in about less than about 2 weeks, or thereabout, we are going to have our local government elections very soon, inshallah.
All right, still on the issue of local government election, it seems the party, that is your party, yes, APC, is divided in the state, which many people would term it as a family divided, or a divided family. How do you think that will work for the party?
I think I also have to correct you. We are not really divided.
There are two chairmen.
We don't have two chairmen.
There are Ganduje and Kwankwaso, which every side have their own chairmanship candidate.
We have one chairman, Engineer Bashir Hayakarai, who is the acting chairman as due.
What happened to Dogo?
I think if you allow me to answer, then perhaps you'll be able to know what happened to him. We have one chairman, Engineer Bashir Karai, acting chairman in his own capacity, as approved by the national leadership of the party, MPP secretary here in Abuja, as presented to him his offer of appointment in the acting capacity recently, you understand? And as such, that puts to end any skirmish that has been ongoing in terms of the leadership of the party. If I can take you back a bit to the issue of Dogo that you mentioned. Prior to the coming of Engineer Bashir Karai as the acting chairman, in the state, the state executives passed a vote of no confidence on the former chairman, that is Dogo. And then an acting person, the name of Alhaji Abdullahi Abbas, was appointed as an acting capacity. But the national party said that the right thing to do is for the executives to nominate one of them that has been duly elected along with the rest of the ESCOs that were elected with Dogwa, who can serve as the acting capacity pending the next Congress. And that is what the Kano State chapter of the APC rectified. And now there is no issue of leadership.
But mostly in all the 44 local government in your state, there are two sections in the APC. This one, they bought the form from from the Kwankwaso side, this one they say from the Ganduje side. How can you relate those?
As far as the state party is concerned, we only have one legitimate leadership, and that is where legitimate candidates, including those on the in-house opposition, they went to the party and won.
You tag them in-house opposition?
Yes, because they do not believe in the leadership of the party. So they went and bought their forms, they brought it to local government chairmen who signed their forms and submitted. And everybody, in fact, the sale of these forms was conducted not in the party secretariat, but everyone that is interested, whoever you are, as long as you are a member of the party, go to the banks, pay your money, and collect your form. So it wasn't done by any individual.
Okay, let me move away from the issue of local government election. Last week, so many things happened in your state, like the issue of the statement by the former, the current commissioner of special duties, Abdullahi Abbas, who said that if Kwankwaso decided to actually go for that historic visit to Kano, they should stone him. And eventually something happened which led to a clash between the supporters of Kwankwaso and some supporters of Ganduje. What are you going to say on that?
Well, first of all, let me affirm to you that the administration of Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has remained a very peaceful one. He is a promoter of peace and stability, not only in the polity, but also in the overall state, that's Kano State. And secondly, if I can take you back a bit to the issue of the comments attributed to Honorable Abdullahi Abbas. You know how they say in Hausa we have a lot of proverbs and things like that. So by and large, he was quoted out of context to mean that he's assigning who he is and telling his supporters to go and stone anybody.
But police have already arrested him and he has been released, which shows that maybe he had made that statement.
There's a difference between arrest and there's a difference between being invited to shed more light on what has been said. And that is what has happened. If he's arrested, he wouldn't be free now working. He's there free in the state. No one has arrested him. Did the police tell you they arrested him? It was just called to make sure that the police understand what is the context of his remarks. Because obviously he has been quoted out of, he has been misquoted, and of course with the advent of evil mischief makers, they blow it out of proportion. In Kano State, we have maintained for the past 2 years, 2.5 years of the administration of Ganduje, we have remained by and large peaceful. Not only in the polity, but in the overall affairs of the state.
But what is your government doing on the issue of those that say this one, Ganduje, no Basulu, Kwankwaso, Shege, Kafasa, all those things? What is the government doing on that issue? Because this is what we call hate speech from both sides.
Well, I clearly nobody will condone any violence. I personally have to also call on politicians on all sides. On all sides, you understand? Nobody is exempted from remarks that are inflammatory. But the bottom line is that people need to understand that everyone has a right to express his opinions. But most importantly, the way and manner you express and pass your message should be taken into account. So all I have to say is that the government does not condone it, and we are appealing to everybody. Everybody. Let us not be sentimental in terms of the way and manner we go about our constitutional right of participating in elections and politics and what have you. The most important thing is that everybody, not just within APC, but in PDP and other parties, even those that are observers, the way and manner you pass your message is paramount. You understand? And that is what we are appealing to everybody.
Quickly, before, as our time is running, there are allegations that Abdullahi Ganduje is a sectional leader in Kano State. How true is that?
How?
Because many people say that his appointment is largely from the north and central.
I understand. Because he was elected with the highest, one of the highest votes in recent times that any governor has won election in the state. So to claim that he's a sectional leader, it doesn't even count. Because what was the votes of his opponent in Kano State? The gap, the disparity between the two of them cannot even...
the issue of appointment.
The issue of appointment is that appointments are spread evenly. Of course, you might have, due to one reason or the other, because there are a lot of political considerations when you are making appointments. By and large, you have to try as much as possible to accommodate as many groups as possible to form a government. You understand? So, to me, I think this is one of the most liberal government in terms of appointment. Don't forget, we only have...
In Kano State?
Yes, we only have 14 commissioners. Out of the 14 commissioners, we have 44 local governments. So there's no way you can be able to divide the commissioners that we have into the local governments that we have. But the other appointments, advisors, senior special assistants, and what have you, are there to complement those areas that are lacking.
And lastly, what assurance will you give the Kano State indigents or residents in terms of a peaceful local government election? Because we saw what happened in Delta State, and this feud between Ganduje and Kwankwaso is threatening the peace of Kano State.
For us in the administration of Ganduje, we have been peace-loving administration. We have preached that. We have just a week ago, we had the second interfaith and community leaders conference, where we brought in both the leaders of the Christian and Muslim communities, as well as other non-indigenous that are resident in Kano, just trying to promote peace and stability in Kano. And not just within this, but we also extend it to other avenues of the state. So what I want to say is that people, if anybody from Kano that is listening to me, Kano is much more important, it's bigger than any individual. So make sure that nobody asks you to go and engage in things that are violent, in things that are going to turn the state around. We have gone a long way since the coming of this administration to be able to develop the state in terms of infrastructure, and as such, we should be able to maintain it. We should not go back to those days of vandalism, of political thuggery, and all that. I call on everybody from Kano listening to me, do not engage in that. Anybody that tells you to engage in violence, start with him.
All right, thank you very much, Salihu Tonkoyakase, who has been the Director Media to Kano State Governor Alamo Ganduje. And we are going for a break, and when we return, we shall be looking at the plan by the former Kano State Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso to actually visit the state with his former advisor on entrepreneurship, Muhammad Jamo.
We need to come to our responsibility as a people, as a movement, as an initiative, to forge ahead, to bring peace, to bring good leaders, to rule our people. It is high time. We cannot sit down. We need to challenge our people that we have at the affairs of governance in Nigeria today.
Let us also more embrace fertile spirit of unity among ourselves, irrespective of every different amicable to us, respectively, so that we can add more tiredness zeal.
Welcome back. We have been discussing the issue of political development in Kano State, and as I told you earlier, we are going to discuss the issue of the planned visit by the former Kano State Governor and current Senator representing Kano Central to the state, which is actually becoming a little bit controversial because of although the director of media to the Kano State Governor said that the commissioner in charge of special duties has been caught, he has been misquoted, and that was the reason why a lot of media took it that he said that they should storm the former governor. And on looking at the issue, we have the former advisor to the former Kano State Governor on entrepreneurship, that is Muhammad Dam. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. Viewers, I greet all of you.
As you heard our topic, actually, we are going to look at the plan by your former boss, and we can say up to now he's your boss, that he's going to visit the state, and is causing a lot of controversies.
Well, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, Engineer Senator Dr. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso is not only my boss, he's a brother, he's a father, he's a leader, because he is somebody who, as Kano State Governor, has done quite a lot for the state in the area of education, in the area of provision for amenities that could support the development of businesses in the state, infrastructural development, and quite a lot to mention. So for any person who comes from Kano, and any right-thinking Kano citizen, or indigene rather, to them Kano State, to them Engineer Dr. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso is a father, is a brother, and he means quite a lot to so many people.
A lot of people are saying that the Kwankwasia followers are the ones that are causing a lot of issues which may lead to a crisis or a fight between the supporters of the incumbent governor, that is Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, by saying that Kwankwasia Basulu, then they say Shagi Gafasa.
Well, those are just political terminologies, but if I can take you back into history, we all started the journey of Kwankwasia as a group, including the faction that is now called Ganduje. We all started Kwankwasia together, and it was a movement which we all came together, and at the end of the day, it gave birth to what Kano State is today, where the Governor Abdullahi Ganduje emerged as the Kano State Governor. President Muhammad Buhari got 2 million votes from Kano. We got 44 local government chairmen, 484 councillors, 24 members of the House of Representatives, and 40 members of the State Assembly. So everybody in Kano today who is elected is a beneficiary of the Kwankwasia movement. And it has been always a peaceful movement then. So why now suddenly, because the Ganduje faction decided to break away from that movement, that they are trying to be portraying a movement that delivered them into office today to be termed as a violent faction? We have never been violent. We have ruled Kano for 4 years, and everybody knows how Kano was governed. Everybody is a living testimony of how Kano has been transformed from where it used to be to what Kano is today, a more modern society. Today in the whole Nigeria, if you are to take an assessment of a state that has more postgraduate qualified students, Kano is ranking, if not number one, it is definitely ranking amongst the first 3. So it's a group that believes in the development of the social class of the people. It's a group that has empowered so many people, more than 40,000 women. It's a group that has supported a lot of people to become doctors, to become pilots, and to become well in the society. It is a group which has given right to the development of a recreational center where people who have gone astray or into drugs or wherever, they are being rehabilitated and given skills and taught different kind of skills so that they can be able to live on their own.
Okay, still on the issue of the planned visit. Because of what happened to Walidin Kwankwasia and a brother to the commissioner, will Kwankwaso not shelve his plan to visit Kano State so that there will not be any clash?
Well, the whole essence of all this clash and all this commissioner coming out to say stone the Satan, or people having nuptial meetings, or people portraying all these things, it is all to defeat the coming of Kwankwaso to Kano State. Governor Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, when he was governor in his first tenure and when he is governor in his second tenure, at the prime end, the twilight of his administration, he always made one vow. If he leaves office, he's going to stay for a period so that he can allow who comes in after him to be able to govern in peace. And that was exactly what he did. He stayed away from Kano for more than 2 years so that Governor Ganduje can be able to rule in peace without anybody coming to assuage that the governor is interfering in the activities of Governor Ganduje. So he has stayed for those years now, and it is time now that he felt, because the local government elections are coming, so it is time for political engagement. So as a politician and as a sitting senator and as an indigene of Kano State, he said, okay, I am coming back home. Why should he shelve it? And after all, this case is just a one-off case. The commissioner decided to make some incisive statements, and just look at what happened. His own children, the commissioner's children, were the first people that took the gauntlet and assaulted his own stepbrother. So you can see why people have to maintain decorum wherever they are in society. And we from the Kwankwaso faction are calling on all people of Kano State to make sure that peace is the word, because we believe in it, and we enjoin everybody to be peaceful, because we are coming in a peaceful manner.
Quickly, there are a lot of rumor or report that your boss, as is Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, is leaving the APC, defecting to another political parties, with the report saying either PDP is going back to his former party, PDP or PRP. Yeah. How true is that?
We are members of the All Progressive Congress.
Is there any move for him to move?
Well, we shouldn't be talking about a move or no move when there is no move. We are members of the APC. We are proud, card-carrying members of the APC.
But your people don't recognize Ganduje.
He's the governor of Kano State.
What I mean, you don't recognize Ganduje is that they prefer to support somebody from another political party than to support Ganduje.
Well, as far as we are members of the APC, I cannot be talking about supporting a member from any political party. We are not talking about anti-party here. We are saying Ganduje pulled out of our own faction, and he decided to find peace with people who are strongly and politically against us. That does not mean we should join party with anybody that thinks like that. We are Kwankwaso members, and the ideology of Kwankwaso is about development. That is why now we moved, since we are out of the state government, we have the Kwankwaso Foundation, and under the Kwankwaso Foundation, we are just doing one thing: supporting the people of Kano State.
Thank you very much, Mama Jamo, for coming to the studio.
Thank you so much.
That has been the former advisor to the former Kano State Governor on entrepreneurship, that is Mama Jamo Yusuf, which we discussed the issue of the planned visit by the former governor to Kano State. And next week, we are going to discuss still on Kano State, but this one we are going to focus on the PDP, because there are a lot of reports that say there are crisis rocking the party over the chairmanship election and local governmentship election in that state, as well as Kaduna State crisis, political tussle in that state. And till then, I remain Al Hassan. Bye for now.